I'm out in my backyard again, and I plan to do some knife testing today. There we go. So, well, it looks like it's raining. So the rain came and scuttled my scuttled my plans for a day of knife reviews. And frankly, you know, I'm not going to have the time to properly review some of these knives because it's sunny now, but tomorrow it's going to be raining, and I really want to rid this wood pile of the termites as soon as possible. So what I thought I would do is just film me using the Nomad field knife to process this wood, start a fire, and get some of these termites all burned out. And before I did that, I did want to show a couple things about the knife. I've already shown starting a fire with it. It's a 7.5 inch blade with a 6.5 inch cutting edge at 0.21 thickness. It's got a great choil so that you can really choke up on it. They say it's a saber grind. It looks more like a full flat grind to me, but I guess you could call it a full saber grind. It's supposed to have a convex secondary edge. And the thing that surprised me about this knife is the size. When I initially saw pictures of it, I thought it was going to be a smaller knife, but if you take it and compare it to something like the OG Grizzly, you can see that it's a fairly substantial knife. I mean, it is just a tad bit smaller in blade length than the Grizzly, but not that much. Right about there. So it's about 3/4 of an inch smaller than the Grizzly. It's wider, but that really surprised me when I actually got the knife. The other thing about it that's sort of unique is the handle. You can see it's got this little indentation here for your pinky, and you know that'll help with chopping and putting your hand further back. Again, I'm not going to be able to do any of that in this video. The other thing about this knife is it has 2 lanyard holes, one in front and one in the back, and Tuff actually provides you with the cordage to create your own lanyard, which is cool. Tuff is really sort of raising the bar for knife makers in some of the things that they offer now. I mean, the lanyard hole in front, including a lanyard for you. They've got stickers in their packaging, which is pretty standard. But my last package came with a little cup of instant coffee, which is great. Their sheaths are a little different, and I don't have with me the clips. They're upstairs in my hobby room, but I'll show them later. You know, they've got clips as opposed to a belt attachment. I'm not real sold on the clips. I mean, it's great if you need to clip your knife to a pack. A knife this size, I wouldn't be clipping to a pack, and I'm not sold on the clips for clipping to a belt. That said, I haven't used them yet, so I'm going to go out and use it, and I'll report back. In any case, I've got to quickly get this fire started. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, let's get to building this fire. Now, the one thing about having the lanyard hole in front is if you have the lanyard and you don't use it, and it's just sort of dangling there, it does kind of get in the way. It does kind of make its way in front of the blade, which can be a problem. You know, just hold it back with your fingers and that should be fine if you're not going to actually put it around your wrist. The other thing I find with the lanyard is that, and this is not particular to this knife, but I mean the forward lanyards in general, is it does sort of affect how easily it goes into the sheath. I think after you know, pulling it in and out a couple times, I think it'll loosen up and it won't be so much of an issue. But it does require a little bit more of an effort to get it in there than it did before I put the lanyard on. Okay, let's get some smaller wood so that I can get a fire going. Okay, I don't know if I have enough here to start and sustain a fire. We'll see. It's a brand new ferro rod, so let's sort of clear some of the coating off of it. There we go. Fail number one. Smothered everything. Okay, so my first attempt failed because I don't really have a tinder bundle here, but let's see if I can get it going without one. This wood is a little bit wet from the storm the other night. Hopefully some of these smaller pieces are dry enough to catch. I hope. Goodbye, termites. This log is obviously too big for the Nomad, but maybe we can do this the right way. Maybe. see a lot of termite holes in here. Let's see, where is this going to be level? It's about there. This is tough. Tough wood. And that shows you how tough it is. You need a bigger baton. So this is why, incidentally, you don't want a swedge on a knife that you're batoning with. So this has all been eaten up by different knives and their swedges. Bigger stick, lots of knots, should be stronger. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I use a smaller knife to get through a really big piece of wood. It's all gone on the fire.